And instead it becomes about being on a quest and solving the puzzle for finding the rightest solution, and the awareness required to reorganize this puzzle into a new way that fits better and works better and ultimately delivers more value to your customers and grows your business and gives you more of the freedom and the fulfillment, all the things that you're looking for. So where business turnaround really begins, in my opinion, is with brain science.
Welcome to the Untethered Entrepreneur, a community of disruptors who use business as a vehicle for personal growth and global contribution. We take 100% responsibility for the world we live in, and that's why we're the ones creating the change we wish to see for ourselves, our communities, and our larger global family, humanity. Stay tuned for personal development, fast growth business, and leading edge wisdom to support you in living as the Untethered Entrepreneur. Cheers to unlocking your limitless potential.
Hello my friends, Noah Hammond-Terrell here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about small business owner burnout and how to get out of that place and really turn things around and perform business turnaround. And I didn't think this was as large of a problem as it was until I saw how many people are going to my friend Google and asking how to solve this problem. So I want to give you my thoughts on the three most important things that I think can come into your awareness for you to solve your business burnout and to turn things around. First off, we need to acknowledge that as the business owner, as a member in the leadership team, the burnout that you're experiencing is 100% your responsibility, and you are also 100% capable of shifting it. Right? Until we acknowledge that, we can't necessarily do what we want to do. We might have some level of victim mentality creeping in, blaming this, blaming that, blaming this, as to why things are so hard. But when we ditch all of that and we reclaim 100% responsibility for the cause of and then therefore the solution to this problem, now we have an opportunity to shift things. And ultimately, it gives us massive freedom to acknowledge that your business is not about you. It's not about you being smart. It's not about you being capable. It's not about you making an impact. It's not about any of those things, even though it is about all those things. Ultimately though, your business is about delivering a solution to a problem or fulfilling upon a desire in a marketplace. Your business is about your customers and their needs, their pains, their problems, their frustrations, and the solutions they're seeking for those things, or their desires, their dreams, their aspirations, and the solutions they're seeking to support those things. Your business is about solving pains and delivering dreams. Right now, if you're at the top of that business and you're burned out, you're the bottleneck. You're the reason why more pains won't be solved and why more dreams won't be delivered. And there's immense freedom in acknowledging this because it sort of makes it not about whether or not you're right or whether or not you're failing right now or any of this like personal stuff that might come up when you're in a doldrum in your business. And instead it becomes about being on a quest and solving the puzzle for finding the rightest solution. And the awareness required to reorganize this puzzle into a new way that fits better and works better and ultimately delivers more value to your customers and grows your business and gives you more of the freedom and the fulfillment, all the things that you're looking for. So where business turnaround really begins, in my opinion, is with brain science, because that's also where business burnout begins. So let's discuss a simple model of brain science that I use literally every day in my daily life, that I use with my team, that I use with my loved ones, that I use with myself to consistently stay high energy, on track, and most importantly, aware of how to make my greatest impact with the least amount of effort. So this is a model that I get from Dr. Arlene Taylor. She wrote a book called Your Brain Has a Bent. And there's a lot of other models this maps onto. This maps onto the Herman Brain Dominance Institute model. This maps onto the DISC profile. So this is a model that works really well and even maps onto many other models. Here's how it works. Basically, think of your brain as being separated into 4 quadrants. The front right quadrant is your creativity center. It's your big vision thinking. It's your synthesis of disparate ideas and bringing them together in a new way. It's your creative center. It's your rule bender. It's your rule breaker. It's your paradigm shifter. Front left quadrant is your engineer. It's your data-driven implementer. It wants to take data and analysis and drive a solution into creation. It's a builder, it's a creator, it's an implementer. Your back left quadrant is your maintenance and routine center. It's the part of you that loves checking items off a to-do list, keeping a tight ship, running things orderly, having things work consistently well on a daily basis, and doing the tasks and necessary routines required for daily, constant, not only well-running organization, but an ever-improving one. All right, that's your maintenance and routine center, back left. And your back right is your harmony center. It's your interpersonal connection. It's your harmony in relationships. It's your harmony in environment. It's your HR department. It's your interpersonal space. So what's important to recognize is that in this model, everyone is born with an inherent dominant zone. Right? So for me, it's front right. I'm massively skewed and dominant in my front right capacity, although of course I have access to all 4 quadrants just like you do. What's important to acknowledge though is that let's pretend operating in my genius zone, my front right quadrant, it costs me $1 per minute to use energy in that space. Now, let's also pretend that there are bridge connections between the quadrants. This is not actually how neuroscience works, but for the sake of the model, let's imagine that there's bridge connections, only laterally though, no diagonally. So front right can connect to front left, front right can connect to back right, but front right cannot connect to back left, right? And so on. There's bridge connections that are only lateral. So if you cross one bridge, it 10x's the cost of your energy. It costs $10 a minute to operate in one bridge away from your dominant zone. And if you cross 2 bridges, it takes another 10x multiplication, so it costs $100 a minute. And this is where you see burnout really creep in, is when you're spending too much time in the zones that are not your genius, so it feels like work, it drains your energy fast, and you basically have an empty battery before the end of the day. And that's what's happening. So the recommended, from Dr. Taylor, the recommended usage is to spend at least 50%, 51% or more of your time in your genius zone, in your zone of energization, a place that you can play all day long and end the day with more energy than you started it. You want to spend at least 51% of your time there. You want to spend no more than 20% of your time in each of your secondary dominant zones, meaning one bridge away. So for me, that would be my front left or my back right. And you want to spend no more than 10% of your time in your catty corner, opposite your genius zone, opposite your zone of energization, 2 bridges away, 100x the energy output per minute. You want to spend no more than 10% of your time there. And if you've ever seen someone who comes home every day from their job or their work just completely fried, just like all they can do is melt into the couch and stare at a TV and turn off, the reason why is that they're most likely spending too much of their time in the way that they're approaching their job or in the way that they're being delegated their job. They're spending too much of the time not in their genius zone, so they're not energized. So now that we have an awareness of this brain science and the way that our energy distribution can make a massive impact on whether or not we burn out or stay consistently high energy and able to execute, we want to look at how business shifts over time and why what started off as a passionate, energizing project might now seem like daily routine doldrums. Because what happens is the high visionary, front right, will eventually get bored, if they're not aware, by the daily routine requirements of that business, the daily routine tasks, right? The high implementer will eventually get annoyed with people problems and dealing with HR people and wanting to just sort of isolate into their own creation space, right? The high routine type person who's great at the daily upkeep, systems administration type stuff, will potentially be blocked by or deniant of innovation, which is also required energy. And the harmony-centered person, over time, might get sucked into too many implementation projects that are really not theirs to do, that are really not their genius zone, and so they're burning out as well. And so being aware of the ways in which over time we get sucked out of our genius, which is typically the energy source point with which we started our business, which is why it was so fun at the beginning. And we get sucked into have-tos, and we stop choosing what we're doing as much, and we start getting into a routine that's catty corner our genius zone. We start zapping our energy, we start feeling unfulfilled, burned out, we stop creating results, and eventually we're looking at how can we burn our business down just to escape it, right? How can we escape the crappy job we accidentally built for ourselves? Is very typical that this happens. So the last thing I'll say is 3 steps to end burnout. I'll keep it really simple. You can click the link below to this video to read a little bit more about it on my blog post. But the 3 steps to end your business burnout and to turn around with a situation, number 1 is getting really aware of your zone of energization. So the simplest way to look at it is to rewatch this video or read the article and look at the 4 quadrants and ask yourself, which quadrant do I freaking hate? Like, which thing do I know is not my thing? And that's usually the most obvious pointer to what is your thing, because it's the catty corner of that thing, right? So whatever zone you really know you don't love, the catty corner is most likely your genius zone of operation or your zone of energization. You have to figure that out first and foremost, and start also delegating away or removing processes from your day that are not in alignment with your zone of genius or your zones of excellence. That's the first thing. Second thing is you need to focus on scaling your products, or you need to streamline your sales and product marketing focus, right? If you're not yet at $1 million in run rate, yearly run rate, you need to be focusing on what one product are you going to sell profitably. And that's it, right? Because that will take you to $1 million or more. If you're already scaling past $1 million, you need to be looking at how you can continually become a more and more relevant support inside the lives of those you serve. And that looks like goodwill in the marketplace and building brand collateral and brand awareness. And then also looking at how you can scale laterally and vertically, which you're already doing, right? And so that's the second thing, is streamlining your focus on what 1 or max 3 products are the game changers of your company, and how to scale those more effectively and become a deeper stand and a deeper important role in the lives of those that you serve, which creates enormous amounts of valuable windfall on the back end into your company. And the third thing that you need to focus on is the systems and processes necessary for putting the team around you, which are all operating within their realms of energization and genius, so that you can have an Olympic team, essentially, a team of A players playing in their genius roles, showing up for daily, consistent, high energy impactful implementation. And that happens when everyone's playing in the right zone, using the right competencies in the right way, in a way that's sustainable and harmony, and brings harmony into your business, right? So that you have leverage, so that you're not constantly the person who's responsible for igniting the fire and moving the cogs and that ultimately move the machine, right? You need to have support so you can do what you're here to do. And that's largely what I do with my consulting clients, is I help them with those 3 things. I help them use applied personal development, systems architecture, and digital marketing strategies, those 3 force multipliers that enable a business owner to scale up the operation while also creating more leverage, more enjoyment of life, more fulfillment and freedom in their own lives as well. So if you're interested in reading more about this topic, I've got some more about this concept of business burnout and more specifics of those 3 steps written on my blog below. And like this video if you liked it, share it if it's going to be valuable for someone that you want to share it with, and comment below, let me know how this is landing and how this has been helpful. Once again, I'm Noah Hammond-Terrell, sending lots of love. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.